Hi friends, this is Shomal Chatterjee and welcome to another video of my channel, The Storyteller. Today in this video I'm going to talk about a movie which they say is much ahead of its time. This movie will make you feel awe with its beautiful cinematic visuals. At the same time, this movie will force you to ask some tough questions to your own self. Welcome to the first video under the segment Film and Life. Welcome to more than a movie review of Tamasha. The film begins with a child who is fond of listening stories, strongly believes in them, and hopes to turn them into reality some distant day, just like you and me, isn't it? Good old childhood days? To Corsica. Here we find Don enjoying with his Mona darling in the comical land of Corsica. The two promise not to reveal their true identity and also not to meet each other ever after. Seeing the two of them enjoy in this mystical land of Corsica, we feel very happy because deep inside our heart we always wanted to live such life. And finally, we realize that this is a character enjoying from a Bollywood movie which will end very soon and leave us in this harsh reality. But mere bhai, picture abhi baki hai. Finally, the two come back from Corsica and they get busy in their real lives. And we also get to know about their true identity. We come to know that Dawn is actually Ved and Mona is Tara. Both of them they get busy in their professional career, but Tara is unable to forget her encounter with Ved. Ved is revealed to be a product manager of a multinational company, and Tara she tries to find Ved out because she is in love with Ved. And the two meet and they starts a relationship. Soon after they start their relationship, Tara finds out that this is not the Ved she is in love with. She is in love with the version of Ved she met at Corsica. The Ved who loves to break rules, who loves to enjoy each and every moment of life. But this Ved is very different from the Ved she is in love with. This Ved is so particular. This Ved is absolutely a robot who is belonging to this corporate system. He follows a set of rules. He wakes up at a specific time. He brushes his teeth. He stands in front of the mirror. He wears his tie in a specific manner. Then he gets stuck in a jam. Then he, uh, you know, greets his seniors. Then does some presentations. And these are few things that he does every day. And his life is so monotonous. Unlike the Ved, unlike the version of Ved she met at Corsica. And Tara says Ved that she is not in love with this particular Ved. There is a personality contrast, there is a lot of frustration, and finally, after so much of efforts, after so much of dilemma and all, finally Ved comes back to his true identity, and he is able to make his parents understand that what exactly is his calling. He is ultimately able to find out his true calling, and that's where the story ends. Now, talking about the cinematic aspects, have you seen the color grading when they were enjoying in Corsica? It was so bright. The color grading, it was so bright. Everything was absolutely looking magical. And when there was this depressive phase, when there was this lot of tussles and lot of inner struggle, lot of inner turbulence that was going on, suddenly that color grading, which was so bright, it ultimately came back to a dark color. It was all dark all around. Talking about the songs, it is absolutely great. All the songs, it fits perfectly into the narrative and it helps to tell the story in a more smoother way. Especially, everybody talks about Agar Tum Saath Ho, everybody talks about Safarnama. But in this particular uh, album, the favorite song of mine is Tu Koi Aur Hai, sung by A.R. Rahman. I think this song is the perfect song which perfectly underlies or which perfectly portrays the true theme of this particular cinema. I loved the way how the story was told chapter wise, just like the chapter of a storybook. And then comes the dialogue. They are so hard hitting. They deserve special praise. They are just amazing. And speaking about the performance, I'm a huge Ranbir Kapoor fan, and so I will be biased. I saw all of his movies, Wake Up Sid, almost all of his movies, Wake Up Sid, Ye Jawani Diwani, Rockstar. But this character, I can relate to this character a lot. Speaking about Deepika Padukone, she was amazing. Her character was more likable, but I can relate more to the character called as Faith. Though this film focuses on the self-realization journey of Ved, and Tara is helping Ved to find his true identity, but the other characters, the side characters, they are also so well written that their scene is for whether they have a short screen time or long screen time, that is not a matter of concern. They the impact those character creates is great. I think the character of Ved's father that represents a typical Indian parent. Then, if we talk about that auto driver, that also has a separate impact. The character of Ved's boss, that also, you know, is able to create an impact. So that's the magic of Imtiaz Ali's writing. The storyteller, played by Piyush Mishra, that character, I think the last scene of that particular character, it creates a deep impact, and that's one of the turning point in Ved's life, and that is also a kind of wake up call for all the uh, those who can relate with Ved's character. And speaking about Imtiaz Ali, when it comes to this sort of film or when it comes to self-realization, this genre, I think Imtiaz Ali, he has mastered this particular genre. It it is whatever he writes, the characters that he creates. It could be Jordan, it could be Ved. The characters are everlasting and it impresses me, it inspires me in a different way, and I automatically get attached, I get connected to that particular character. That's the magic of Imtiaz Ali. I saw Jab We Met, Rockstar, Tamasha, but Tamasha hits in a very different way. And hats off to this director Imtiaz Ali. I think when it comes to self-realization, this sort of film, Imtiaz Ali is the best. Undoubtedly, is the best. As I already mentioned, I can relate a lot with this character called as Ved, and this film hits in a very different way, especially that song "तू कोई और है जानता है तू सामने इस जहां में एक नाकाम है तू." I think this film, I saw various videos on YouTube, and many people, they can relate to this particular movie because somehow all our lives, this is the story of real life, and that's why I'm a huge fan of Ranbir Kapoor, because whatever film he does, the characters, they are so relatable, especially to this Gen Z, and I can relate to that very well. Especially if you're a creative person, then I think you can relate with this character a lot. And I can just say you one thing which will prove that what was the impact of this movie on me. I don't want to elaborate this video, I don't want to make this boring, but the name of my channel, The Storyteller, it is also from this particular movie. Have you seen the last portion, the last, I think, 10 minutes, when there was a, the robot was coming down and then the armors were removed, and then there was an announcement that please welcome the storyteller Ved Vardhan Shahani. So this storyteller name also comes from this movie. The first time I saw this movie, it was in 2019, and that time I was not able to understand anything. what it was going on, I was not able to understand. But when I saw it after few years, I could connect with it a lot more. And this happens with so many people. I am very sure that people will talk about this movie in coming years also, and this movie will age very fine, like they say. And this was not much ahead of its time, but this will be, in the coming years also, people will understand this movie in a better way. And I think better things, as they say, takes time. And once you relate with this movie, I'm sure you will be moved. You will question so many things to your present self. And that's the beauty of this movie.